It's extremely validating to the young girl within me, says Halle Bailey of the casting of The Young Mermaid. Unsurprisingly, it caught people's hearts, and it did so regardless of demographic or age group constraints. The flowing animation style and ageless tunes are among the most well-known in film history. The sweet love story between the self-assured 16-year-old mermaid and Prince Eric was at the heart of that wonderful film, so it's no surprise that when Disney went on a live remake binge, The Little Mermaid was featured on the list. With many young ladies vying for the lead role and months of arduous tryouts, Halle Bailey was picked, despite the fact that she was only 20 at the time. To be clear, if she hadn't been black, her qualifications, talent, singing abilities, and acting prowess would never have been called into doubt. As courteous and compassionate as they often are, online reviewers questioned the casting of a black woman to play the previously pearly white protagonist. Racially motivated protests persisted and were exacerbated when Disney released a clip of Bailey performing Part of Your World. But around the same time, a heartwarming video of black girls moved to tears as they watched Bailey perform was also released. For a moment, the perpetual online negativity took a backseat. "It means everything to me," Bailey said in an Unit exclusive. "When I get to see the beautiful little children's reactions to the teaser trailer and the trailer, it's very validating to the little girl within me. And I was saying this earlier, I know how it would have changed my life if I got a chance to see a black mermaid. It would have changed how I felt about my confidence and self-worth." Notably, Bailey brushes off criticism about the casting of a black woman for the role. "I really just try to focus on the positivity and the love that I've been receiving, taking on this role. It means everything to me to be able to represent my community and all of the beautiful black and brown babies and children and boys and girls that get to see themselves in this character. And I think that it's a moving time in our lives, and the fact that I get to represent this new generation means the world to me because this movie I've known and loved so much since I was a little girl." Director Rob Marshall claims race never played a part in the first place when casting Bailey. "We saw hundreds of women of every ethnicity. We were just looking for Ariel, period. The end. That's all we did. And it was so clear. My goal as a director is I never have to even make a choice, ever. I just have to literally sit back and it's chosen for me. And that's what happened." She claimed the role. "It was so clear. She was Ariel. If you were in the room with me, if anybody was in the room with us, you would have seen it. We never spoke about race," says the producer, John DeLuca. "It was like, do you think she could do it? We had just started to work on the piece, and then she was the first person we brought in, and we're smitten." He had tears streaming down his eyes. "And I said, oh, this could be it. But we did it. It's very strange. That's how we approached it. But then it did have more resonance to us both when she tackled the role." The element that seemed the most challenging for the staff was constructing such an elaborate production in the first place. A little bit what we were just describing was the how. I mean, the why we found pretty early on why we loved this piece, why we thought it would resonate with today and today's audiences, DeLuca adds. "But the how, when they said, 'Would you like to do this, John?' I was like, well, how do you do an underwater musical? I mean, it's just impossible." But it was really a team effort. We had the best team with us, designers and directors of photography that we'd worked with since our film Chicago over 20 years ago. The outcome Marshall gave us seems carefully crafted and meticulously put together. The underwater world seems authentic and engaging. Those who watched the original will recognize many iconic scenes, some done verbatim, including all of your favorite tunes. That said, changes are aplenty, including some storyline variations and some brand new songs, courtesy of star composer Lin-Manuel Miranda. Even new characters have been added to the mix to accommodate the alterations in the story. All of these factors combine to make the live-action remake 52 minutes longer than the original, totaling 135 minutes. Marshall claims he would never have agreed to undertake it if it was merely a matter of replicating the original in exactly the same way. I will grant that there are some classic moments in the film, but they are few and far between, and they're just as vital to me as conversation or even a song lyric. There are legendary moments that would be a mistake if we didn't select to work from. At the same time, I would argue that the sections that we believed were iconic were only a small portion of the film.